The Department of Homeland Security is demanding furloughed employees to come back to work unpaid. President Donald Trump claims that Pope Leo is weak on crime and foreign policy on Truth Social.
Federal judge in Miami dismisses President Trump's lawsuit accusing the Wall Street Journal of defamation. Trump's Justice Department fires 4 prosecutors involved in the FACE Act under Biden's administration. Welcome to Move TV. I'm Alexis Hilton, and this is Allison Padula.
The Department of Homeland Security is demanding furloughed employees to come back to work unpaid. This directive marks a significant shift in how the administration is managing the funding lapse. Historically, during lapses in federal funding, only expected employees, classified as those deemed necessary for the protection of life and property, will continue working, usually without pay. Non-expected workers are typically furloughed and barred from performing their duties. Under new guidance, the department says employees can return to normal duties even with the funding gap, because their work is considered essential. The department acknowledged in its notice to its employees that it is relying on limited funding streams. The notice stated DHS is using available funds to ensure employees are paid, saying that a new status update will be issued if those funds run out. The secretary warned that future checks for DHS employees outside of law enforcement officials would depend entirely on lawmakers. A federal judge dismissed President Trump's defamation lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal. In July 2025, the Wall Street Journal reported on a book with letters to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, including a letter from President Trump. The president announced the story was fake and filed a $20 billion lawsuit against the Journal, the parent company, the News Corp, the company's CEO, and the reporters who wrote the story, and the Corp's chairman. On Monday, Judge Darren Gales of U.S. District Court of the Southern District of Florida ruled that the president came nowhere close to showing the article acted with real malice. He did give President Trump a chance to refile the case by April 27th to amend the complaint. On Truth Social, President Trump has attacked Pope Leo, saying he was weak and captive to the radical left, suggesting the Pope owed his position to the president. The Pope has declared that Trump's threats towards Iran are truly unacceptable, directing his followers to biblical text on war and peace, and explaining that his purpose is not about Trump at all. On his way to Africa, Pope Leo said that he is unafraid of the Trump administration.
The Justice Department has fired at least 4 prosecutors who were involved in the FACE Act under the Biden administration. Congress passed the FACE Act in 1994 to address the rising concerns about threats and intimidation that women were facing at reproductive health clinics. At the time of the firings, a report on the FACE Act and the Biden Justice Department were being finalized. Monday's firings are just the latest in a purge of DOJ employees that started last year, many of which worked on criminal or civil cases that the Trump administration disagreed with. The current administration has continued to allege without evidence that the Civil Rights Division under former Attorney General Merrick Garland used the FACE Act to intentionally target conservative Christians who opposed abortion. A new exhibition at the American Philosophical Society is giving visitors a closer look at the Declaration of Independence just in time for the country's 250th birthday. The exhibit features Thomas Jefferson's early drafts of the Declaration of Independence and the mahogany Windsor chair he used while writing it. The exhibit also includes maps that hung in what is now Independence Hall when the nation's founders met. Visitors can now see 19 original printings of the Declaration that were used to inform the world about the new democracy. The exhibition is open from April 10, 2026 to January 3, 2027 at the American Philosophical Society Museum at 104 South 5th Street in Philadelphia. Fun news for Coca-Cola drinkers, the legendary can is getting a new look specific to the states to celebrate America's 250th birthday. Each mini can will feature a unique design that represents all 50 states, as well as Puerto Rico and the District of Columbia. For the tri-state area, Pennsylvania's can gets the Liberty Bell, while a lighthouse appears on New Jersey's can, and the blue hen is seen on Delaware's can. The artwork will appear on regular Coke, Coke Zero, and Diet Coke mini cans. The Coca-Cola bottles will also feature limited edition packaging. The cans will be available this month at major retailers including Walmart and Target.
On April 13th, the Block the Merger campaign intensified as an alliance of over 1,000 industry celebrities, such as Johan Phoenix and Kristen Stewart, joined the Writers Guild in America in protesting the Paramount Warner Bros. Consolidation. Critics argue that reducing the number of major U.S. studios to 4 would trigger massive job losses under the pretense of $6 billion in synergies and jeopardize creative diversity by prioritizing larger franchises over smaller independent projects. Despite executive promises to maintain production levels, the movement warns that combining HBO Max and Paramount Plus would create a streaming monopoly, raising consumer costs and devastating the theatrical ecosystem by stripping creators of their essential bargaining power. The Artemis II mission has splashed down safely Friday, April 10th off the coast of San Diego. This mission brought human astronauts further than any human has ever been before. It also had a record-breaking crew. Victor Glover has become the first person of color, Christina Koch became the first woman, and Jeremy Hansen became the first non-American to travel beyond the Earth's low orbit and around the moon. The Artemis II was a massive step towards establishing a base on the moon, with the ultimate goal of Artemis mission being to get to Mars. President Donald Trump signed an executive order in December calling for Americans to return to the moon by 2028. A super typhoon heading towards several remote U.S. islands in the Pacific Ocean. Super Typhoon Sinlaku is the strongest typhoon on Earth so far this year. It reached sustained winds of 173 miles per hour on Monday. It is forecasted to weaken over the next few days, but it is set to cross the islands of Rota, Tinian, and Saipan as a Category 4 or 5 typhoon. The 3 islands have around 50,000 people living on them, with Saipan having the majority as the capital of the North Mariana Islands. On Saturday, President Donald Trump approved emergency disaster declarations for Guam and Northern Mariana Islands. This allows for additional help with emergency services. Here in Chester, we're seeing a sneak peek of summer. Let's check in with our weather anchor, Gage Grace, live on Memorial Field to see what we can expect this week.
Thank you so much, Allison. My name is Gage Grace, and this is your live weather hit. I'm currently standing right on Memorial Field, and it is a scorcher. It's about 88 degrees, and that sun is beaming. If you want to know what you need to be wearing today, let's look at Widener Wayne, who's got a nice hat to protect himself from the sun, some short sleeves on, and some shorts to keep himself cool, and a nice ice cream cone, which I sure wish I had right about now. If you want to know more about the weather, stay tuned for our Weather Center with Jaden Crutchfield, but right now let's head to the sports desk with Dillon Hastings.
Next up at the sports desk, the Flyers are finally headed back to the playoffs. And who will the Eagles draft next week? All that and more after this short break.
Wherever you go at Widener, you've always got your pride. Everywhere you go, and behind everything you do. And before you know it, you are working in your field, realizing your life's ambitions before you even leave Widener.
If you have a dream, come join us.
Widener University. Many roars,
one pride.
Welcome back to the sports desk. I'm Dillon Hastings. Flyers fans rejoice. For the first time in 6 years, the Philadelphia Flyers are headed back to the Stanley Cup playoffs. After a thrilling win on Monday night against the Hurricanes, they punched their ticket back to the postseason with a shootout win as they look to face off against their in-state rival, the Pittsburgh Penguins, in the first round. The Sixers punched their ticket back to the playoffs. Last night, Tyrese Maxey led the way for the Sixers, scoring a team-high 31 points to edge out the Orlando Magic in a hard-fought win in the NBA's play-in tournament. This win now means the 76ers will enter the playoffs as a number 7 seed in the Eastern Conference and will face off with their top rival, the Boston Celtics, in round 1. They will have no Joel Embiid for the start of the 7-game series while he is still recovering from appendicitis. With the NFL draft just 7 days away, the Philadelphia Eagles are allowed to host 30 prospects within their building for pre-draft visits. So far, an array of talent has toured the Jefferson Health Complex, but one prospect has stood out to fans and local media members the most: Oregon tight end Kenyon Sadiq. With the Eagles having a long-term problem at tight end, after giving Dallas Goedert a one-year deal, Sadiq could instantly fill that issue as he is widely considered the best tight end in the NFL draft. While a team has not used a first-round pick on a tight end in 38 years, this could very well be the year where this streak ends. Philadelphia Phillies third baseman Alec Bohm has made a major change to his team. After Monday night's slugging of the Cubs, where he had 2 RBIs, the former All-Star parted ways with his high-profile agent, Scott Boras. Bohm is in the middle of dealing with legal issues with his parents, attempting to seek a nearly $530,000 preliminary injunction from both of them. Bohm proceeded to rehire agent Nick Chinock, who represented him early on in his career. After a rough 0 start 6 to the season, the Philadelphia Union finally got their first win last night on Saturday, 2-1 on the road against Montreal. Midfielder Jesus Bueno scored the game-winning goal in the 70th minute to end the losing streak. The Union will return to Subaru Park on Saturday to face DC United. For the second straight week, Widener women's track and field graduate student Gabby Nye has been named the MAC Track Student Athlete of the Week. After breaking another Widener record, Nye broke the school record in the 5,000 meter by nearly 15 seconds with a time of 16 minutes and 21 seconds. Her performance ranked 3rd in the nation and 23rd all-time in Division III history. That's all for the Sports Desk. We will now send it over to Lola Geyer to bring you the world news.
This week on World News, Pope Leo begins his trip to Africa, and the world's largest temperate rainforest becomes protected from logging. Stay tuned. Welcome to World News, where we cover the biggest stories from around the world. I'm Lola Geyer. Pope Leo has begun his 11-day trip to Africa, which started on Tuesday and will span across 4 African countries: Algeria, Angola, Cameroon, and Equatorial Guinea. The 70-year-old Pope will cover about 11,000 miles, 18 flights, and 11 cities. He believes that this tour will be crucial for the growth of the Catholic Church. 29% of the population in Cameroon is Catholic, and an estimated 600,000 people are expected to attend his masses. Algeria also carries the most personal importance for the Pope because of his ties to St. Augustine. He is expected to visit a multitude of different places, such as the Great Mosque in Algiers, the Marian Shrine in Angola, to pray for the victims of a 2021 blast in Guinea that killed more than 100 people, and to Bata Prison to show concern for the mistreatment of its prisoners. The legitimacy of Ireland's government is in danger as protests continue over the rising gas prices due to the ongoing war in Iran. Protests began on April 7th as convoys containing truckers, farmers, taxi drivers, and bus operators have blocked key infrastructure. This conflict could cause the government to face a no-confidence vote. If passed, this vote will force the ruling government to resign and Parliament to vote on a new prime minister, or it could trigger a new general election. As a response, lawmakers are proposing a package amounting to $595 million to ease the cost of some living pressures. The package would include direct payments to truckers and school bus drivers and fuel subsidies for agricultural and fishing industries. The world's largest temperate rainforest is now safe from logging after an Alaskan district court judge ruled against the coalition of logging interests. The Tongass Forest is America's largest national forest and the world's largest temperate forest. It acts as a home for many species such as the bald eagle, brown bear, Chinook salmon, mountain goat, and the endangered Haida ermine, which is a relative of the weasel. A number of timber and lumber companies work together to sue the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the U.S. Forest Service. Judge Sharon denied the lawsuit with prejudice, meaning that this group can never sue the same parties for the same reason again. The court claimed that this case was frivolous and deceitfully put together. The outcome was a huge victory for the Tongass forest and the environment. That's all for now. Let's head back to the desk with Alexis Hilton.
Thank you, Lola. The Widener Law School is moving to downtown Wilmington, Delaware. This exciting change hopes to give students greater opportunities for advancement in the future. Delaware Law School Dean Todd Clark shares more details on this video announcement.
To have the opportunity to transition our law school to downtown Wilmington, Delaware is a special opportunity because it not only benefits the law school, but we are excited about the impact and the opportunity that we will have to engage with the community at large.
I've always been a lawyer here in Wilmington, Delaware. I like having law school students understand the realities of the practice of law, rather than just reading about it in a book.
The fact that we will be so closely situated to not only the Delaware Court of Chancery, but the Delaware Supreme Court gives our students this unique opportunity that isn't available to students at any other law school in the country.
I'm very excited for the opportunity, especially since I'm a 1L and I've just started my law school journey here. So with the campus moving into Wilmington at the heart of where things are really happening, where the courts are, where restaurants are, where the Bar Association has events, really makes you feel like you're a part of the whole experience.
I'm very excited about seeing new faces, young professionals in the city of Wilmington, and having them very close to the heartbeat of the legal community right here in the city of Wilmington, I think will be a symbiotic relationship.
Widener has allowed me to balance working full-time and pursuing a legal career at night.
It is really important to highlight that Delaware Law School is more than a building. Regardless of where that building is situated, we are about the people within the building and the people that we serve. This is an exciting opportunity for Delaware Law School.
McDonald's is officially entering its refreshment era with a major nationwide rollout of McCafe refreshers and crafted beverages starting in May. After a successful 500-store test run in 2025, the Golden Arches is expanding its drink lineup to compete with the likes of Starbucks and Dutch Bros, offering a fruity, customizable alternative to its classic sodas and shakes. The new lineup focuses on bold, vibrant flavors and trendy additions like popping boba. Key flavors expected to hit menus include strawberry watermelon, mango pineapple refresher, blackberry passion fruit, and popping tropic. They will begin selling these flavorful drinks April 28th, so mark your calendars.
Have you heard of the popular online game Roblox? After many safety concerns over the past few years, the company is instilling new safety features beginning in early June to protect children on their platform. The new safety features include assigning children ages 5 to 8 a Roblox Kids account and children's 9 to 15 a separate account called Roblox Select. These accounts will allow for different parental controls, communications, and tailored content to ensure child digital safety. YouTube plans to raise its premium subscription prices across the board, a move it has not made since 2023. The platform says this price increase will go to supporting creators and artists while keeping valuable features for members such as ad-free viewing, background play, and a massive library of tracks available on YouTube Music. YouTube's Premium Lite and Student plans will both increase to $8.99 per month from $7.99. YouTube Music Premium will rise from $10.99 to $11.99. Regular YouTube Premium will cost $15.99 per month instead of $13.99, and the family plan, allowing 5 other people in the same household access, will increase to $26.99 per month. Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers urged a federal appeals court to overturn the conviction that sent him to prison on prostitution-related charges. His team is arguing that he was treated unfairly at trial and that his sentence was improperly calculated. The judges said the case was exceptionally difficult and noted it had been well briefed. It is unclear when a decision will be issued. Diddy is appealing both his conviction and his sentence.
Come support members of the LGBTQIA+ community at Philly Pride. Philly Pride has announced its 2026 Pride Festival for Sunday, June 7th, 2026 at the Benjamin Franklin Parkway. An estimated 147,000 people attended the 2025 festival, which took place in the city's neighborhood. As stated by organizers, the move to the Parkway aims to provide the capacity, accessibility, and operational framework necessary to hold an event of this size. The move also is rooted in ensuring that the LGBTQIA+ communities are not confined to a single neighborhood. At the Wolfgram Library on Wednesday, April 22nd, Assistant Librarian and Liaison to Health Sciences, Christina Dorsett, is hosting a workshop series called Real or Rendered, Detecting AI in the Wild. The event will use real-world examples to develop AI media literacy skills. Let's hear more about the event from Christina Dorsett herself.
Every spring, we have a workshop series that is put on by the librarians. And for the past 2 years, we've really focused on thriving in a digital world. This year, we're doing our second Thriving in a Digital World series, but we're actually stretching out a little bit more, kind of past AI, to different digital resources that are significant to libraries. Students see it as a shortcut, but if you're really doing the work of an assignment, it kind of just adjusts where your effort is going to be placed. So are you going to spend the time to cultivate the skills to find things that exist online? Or are you going to cultivate the skills to edit things that are provided for you? We've done workshops with the first year health science graduate students, the physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech and language classes. They all have an evidence-based inquiry class in the spring semester. And beginning last year, they proposed an assignment that had 2 parts. They had to do all of the research on a topic of their choosing using traditional methods. And then they did the exact same assignment using AI. And at the end, they talked about the different experiences. And that was their main finding. It takes as much time to edit what is being given to you as it does to find it in the first place. So whichever method works best for you, you still have to evaluate what you're finding. So what skills do you want to build? It's up to you.
Thanks for that preview, Christina. It's starting to heat up outside, so let's head over to the Weather Center with Jaden Crutchfield to see this week's forecast.
Thank you, Alexis. My name is Jaden Crutchfield, and this is the Weather Center. Tomorrow morning will be cloudy and 65 degrees. In the afternoon, it'll be sunny and 76. And finally, in the evening, it'll be sunny and 75. On Saturday, it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 75 degrees and a low of 56. On Sunday, things begin to cool off a little bit with a high of 59 and a low of 40. Monday, it'll be cloudy with a high of 51 and a low of 36. Tuesday will be sunny with a high of 56 and a low of 34. And finally, Wednesday will be partly cloudy with a high of 70 and a low of 49. My name is Jaden Crutchfield. That was your weekly weather forecast, and we'll be right back after this commercial.
Let's check out the Widener events happening around campus this week. Come support the arts this weekend at Widener Dance Company's recital. The recital includes performances of hip hop, jazz, musical theater, tap, and many more. There are 3 opportunities to see the show on Saturday, April 18th at 12 p.m. and 7 p.m. and Sunday, April 19th at 12 p.m. Each show, there will be a donation bin for canned goods and non-perishables, as well as donations for the Brandywine SPCA. Tickets are $3 for Widener students with ID and $5 for everyone else. The ticket also includes a raffle ticket for a WDC swag bag. There are concessions and merch available for sale, as well as kisses and flowers for the cast. These dancers have been working hard all semester for a show you won't want to miss. On Monday, April 20th, from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., join archivists Jill Bourne and Molly Wolf via Zoom as they guide you through the world of digital archives. Attendees will be introduced to some notable digital archival collections, including Widener's own university archives and sexuality archives. Register online at widener.edu/events.
On Monday, April 20th, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., the RHA will be hosting a car wash. Get your car sparkling clean and support your resident hall association at the same time. Stop by for our RHA car wash event. Bring your ride, grab some suds, and help them raise funds while having fun. This event will be held at Wolfgram Memorial Library Driveway Circle. On Monday, April 20th, between 12 and 1 p.m., there will be a lunch and learn via Zoom for prospective graduate students. Students will have the opportunity to learn about Widener University's Master of Social Work and Master of Education in Counselor Education programs. To register, go to widener.edu/events. On Monday, April 20th, between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m., join Alpha Phi Omega in the University Center to make and decorate your own self-care package before finals. Give free snacks, fidgets, and self-care items. RSVP on Gage.
On Tuesday, April 21st, from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., the Wolfgram Library is hosting a Digital Accessibility Essentials event. This event emphasizes the need for accessible digital materials so everyone can engage with content. In this session, you will learn practical strategies to enhance the accessibility of your course's text, video, and graphical content, and best practices that foster a diverse and welcoming digital community. The event can be joined via Zoom. Find the link on Gage. On Wednesday, April 22nd, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., the one and only Iconic Era Modeling Troupe will be hosting Pie and Icon. Held at the University Center patio, the Iconic Era Modeling Troupe is stepping out of the spotlight and straight into the line of fire as their boldest members volunteer their faces for a hilarious pie toss. Bring your best aim, your biggest laugh, and your iconic energy, because every splat supports the troupe's growth, creativity, and upcoming productions.
The Society of Women Engineers is hosting a Lego Build Night on Wednesday, April 22nd at 4:30 p.m. in Kapelski Hall. Students will compete in a Lego building contest where they will be judged based on several categories. The Legos will be supplied by the club, but the winners of the competition will go home with their own Lego sets. You can RSVP for this event on Gage. On Thursday, April 23rd, between 12 and 1 p.m., there is a workshop for faculty exploring new considerations for teaching the research process to meet the current needs of our students via Zoom. To register, go to widener.edu/events.
On Thursday, April 23rd, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., Phi Delta Theta will be hosting the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge fundraiser benefiting the Live Like Lou Foundation, which supports ALS research and families affected by the disease. Participants can choose different donation levels: $1 for a small bucket, $3 for a medium bucket, and $7 for a cooler of water. Thank you for watching this episode of Woo TV. For Gage Grace, Jaden Crutchfield, Dillon Hastings, Lola Geyer, Alexis Hilton, and all the behind-the-scenes crew, I'm Allison Padula, and good night.